So,
So,
your prisoner has been rescued. Who are these two people that have rescued? Are they like private detectives or
no, one's a
police?
detective and one's
Okay.
like a downbeat cop.
Ah,
And then the detective was like, this is all the evidence we needed. Here's a prisoner, and here's all. You see, we even found notes. We found notes and notes of all this experimental stuff. It
sure.
and like they haven't read it yet, but they're like, we found notes and notes of stuff. It's all about it. Hold on, what's
Right,
it?
I'm like, how do they
Well,
react to finding this this bone guard and everything?
well, burn gods are more well known. Like they're a more well known myth, but
Yes,
like
but now they're real.
now they're real in front
Are
of
these
him.
two like rescuers? Are they now like gonna become like monster hunters or hunting you?
Maybe the detective and the downbeat cop from
Yeah.
London.
So two mortal characters, detective, someone, and officer. Who? What are their names?
Detective Tanning,
Tanning and Officer
Officer Barley.
Barley of the Met. What year is it? It's like 1200. The Met doesn't exist yet.
No,
In
no,
fact, I don't know if detectives. Sure they did. Sure they did. They're not
no. They
necessarily
did it.
police,
No, they
right? They're just
existed.
like, you know, an investigator.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
investigated the detective.
Yeah, yeah. So they were rescued by Detective Tanning and Officer Barley. They figured out the whole conspiracy, and they're now like chasing after you. I guess.
Well, they don't know where I am. They
No,
don't know
but
where
like
I fled off
they're
to.
investigating.
They're investigating. So what they know is all my research on bone gods and blood scorches.
Oh, they know that Bone Guard and Blood Scorches are real. Right. Okay. So you have to lose a resource.
But
Um.
I already lost so many.
I'm okay. So we said that like for servitors of lineage, they sort of didn't count as having been lost yet because you only lost like stationary resources. And these aren't really a stationary resource like your cult. Now they're
My
dead.
cult can
Now it's
move.
gone. It's over. Right? They're all like
Yeah, now
broken
they've
up.
all been killed. They've all been killed
They're,
or
they're
rat.
broken up. And I'll put
Yeah,
that in
they
bold.
broke up with me.
Right. Roll dice.
What?
Roll dice.
Roll dice.
Roll dice.
Roll doll. Okay, I got 5 on my D10 and 2 on my D6.
So we move forward to 35. You encounter the descendant of an old foe and help them in some way. Why did you do this? Check a skill. Create a mortal character. Um, a descendant of an old foe. So there's Michael Douglas, sort of, right? Michael Douglas is. So he like came to you and he was like sort of friends with you, right? He took part of your business empire. And now like the whole mafia has been shut down, the business has probably been shut down.
Yeah.
And like Michael Douglas's descendants, they were probably all working in this like real estate business that they took from you. And now it's been shut
No, they
down
were.
because it's linked to all these cults. Maybe that's why. Um
Oh,
yeah, that's the
yeah.
only foe that you really have, I guess. Right, so it's the descendant of Michael Douglas. Um I think you're out of memories. Do you want to record stuff in your journal? Or do you want to forget something?
I want to record stuff in my journal.
Okay. Um, should we forget about Kiskoff? on a murder ground. You like know that you had this cult, but like you forgot how it started, and you just think that like you've always had this cult that's been worshipping you and following you, and it's like this conspiracy that's out to get you. But like actually, you were just like murdering all these people, and like you murdered these innocent police and all these innocent children. You can't remember any of it. You could forget all of that, or you could write in your journal.
I'm gonna write it in my journal.
Okay, you're gonna write all of it in your journal.
Yeah.
Cool. So your new memory. Michael Douglas. Like grandchild? Who's his descendant? Create a mortal character.
Jeremy Douglas.
Jeremy Douglas.
They're British.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on,
they are.
Jeremy Douglas.
Grandson. Jeremy Douglas. The comes to find you after the real estate business was torn up by the authorities. He wants help. How do you help them? I have to check a skill. So like what skills have you got? Brutal murder, very strong. You've got your flute. You can torture people and you're sneaky. What do you want to do to help my Jeremy Douglas?
But I'm in Russia.
Yeah, he's like tracked you down. He figured out where you were. He's like heard rumors of like vampire activity in Russia.
So, Jeremy Douglas.
Well, he was like one of your most, Michael Douglas was one of your closest allies, right? Like, you had all like the cult stuff going on. Michael Douglas family, they were like sort of in charge of a real estate business, generating all of your money. Maybe they knew everything, but they kept up a legitimate front until now.
Yeah, I guess. So he hunted me down, and it's like it's like in The Force Awakens when they just fucking butchered
I haven't watched
Luke
that film.
Skywalker as a character.
Shit. Do they actually?
Pretty much.
I haven't. Well, oh well. Right. So, what do you do to
Luke
help?
Skywalker.
What do you do to help Jeremy Douglas?
I want to describe like the setting.
No.
Where it's like Jeremy Douglas comes in, and it's like because like they're expecting me to like run off and like create another empire, but like I'm just kind of like by myself and just like working and like I'm in education. I'm just in university, like going through like normal things, and but like I'm just there doing I'm just there doing normal stuff. Um, so he's like, dude, why? He comes in, he comes into like my house or something. He's like, he's like, you're the fork. You're the fork. Like you've you created an empire of of blood, and now
So Jeremy Douglas, he needs your help. What do you do? Do you play your flute
yeah.
or torture someone, a business rival or something, or do you sneak? Do you steal something for him? You're also very strong.
Very strong.
Yes.
Yeah, but like I can only do stuff in Russia because I'm in Russia.
Yeah. But like maybe he's
What
like,
would he want me to do in Russia?
what? I don't know. Maybe he's like, well, I need to flee too. Might as well go where the boss went. And now he's here.
I
trying to wrap my head around why the fuck he followed me. But still,
Well, he's like, he still believes in you.
that's crazy.
So, torture, sneak, those Scalmahen.
I think I will kill some people for him
Yeah.
with bloodthirsty.
Eh. Like, why? You've also got brutal murder, which is maybe more applicable. Why does he want people dead?
To start a business. To start an underground business.
Sure.
You need to kill big bosses.
He needs my help setting up an underground business. What kind of business? And I have to kill, and I killed his rivals.
What kind of business?
Horrific ways to send a message. What kind of business?
I don't know.
Is he like a... Well, what year is it, actually? We started
So it was
in
like
880.
1200.
How many things have we done? Like 1200, 1300? When were guns? When was like Napoleon? Like 400 years later, never mind. Oh, is it like smuggling? Is it like evading taxes and stuff?
We just help criminals continue criminality. That sounds really
Yeah, but we've
stupid,
just...
doesn't
Why are
it?
you killing... Yeah.
Why am I killing like a handful of other people?
Yeah.
Because there's always like a gang or a group of people that want to sell illegal items.
So you're like you are a smuggler. You're like a... Jeremy Douglas is a smuggler.
Jeremy Douglas is a smuggler. And Jeremy Douglas wants me to kill some people for him so that he can start his business in an open market.
Yeah, and you do it. You do the killings in all these like horrific ways, brutally. Okay, roll dice.
We did that?
Yeah.
Cool. 5 and 5.
They repay your kindness by lashing out at those they perceive as your enemies. A character is killed. I don't think if that's very interesting. You haven't really got any characters in Russia. You haven't got any characters in Russia.
No.
Let's move on. The mortal is in grave peril. Check a skill or lose a resource to save them, otherwise they die a terrible death. So what skills have you got? You're very strong. You've got your flute, your bloodthirster, you can torture people and you're sneaky. Your resources, you've got your tomahawk and your journal. So I guess you have to think, he's gotten into like the smuggling business. You've already killed people for him. You could let Jeremy Douglas die, or you could go out of your way to save him.
I've only ever been doing things for him. And then he's asking me for more help.
So you've been just helping him. You've not really gotten anything from this. He will die if you don't help him.
But what does that matter?
But he has, yeah, exactly. He's gotten himself into this mess. So, Jeremy Douglas.
Well, what situation is Jeremy Douglas even in?
Got into grave danger. Well, he's like doing the smuggling stuff. Is it the authorities? It's like the Russian, like, army or police or whatever. Like,
Well, I think his bad omens just caught up to him.
it's like the other.
the game. He went into the game, instantly killed a couple people, and those loyalties, people, these underground criminals, they're based on loyalty,
Yeah.
So, like, he killed a couple bosses, and he repays it in blood in the future,
Yeah. So Jeremy Douglas dead as soon as he came back. How do I strike through? Roll dice.
Okay, 10 and 1.
So 9. We're on 35, so we go to 44. An immortal character you've met returns to claim a debt. What is it? How have they changed? Do you pay willingly? If you have a memory of this character, you lose 2 resources. If not, lose 3 resources and check a skill. So for Gerald Susparius, for Crawler Boneguard, or Red Romulus. Red Romulus, obviously, you kept as a prisoner. Gerald Susparius, you took half of his face. And Crawler Boneguard, I feel like he's already got his, like, what he wanted. He, like, chopped your foot open. So,
yeah,
what happens?
No, Mr. Crawler doesn't really have a reason.
Yeah, I feel like Red Romulus, got freed from prison and is now, like, wants revenge.
I mean, I guess, like, he's scouring. He followed Jeremy. He followed Jeremy Douglas all the way to me to try and kill me.
Well, they only want to claim a debt.
Oh, to reclaim the debt that is the pain and sorrow.
Well, I think it's more that, like, they want stuff. They want, like, compensation of some sort. You lose resources, you don't, like, lose your life or whatever.
I mean, this is kind of like the same thing with, like, back to the Force Awakens, where Rey comes to the island where Luke Skywalker is, like, living now, and she's like, I need your help, and he's like, got lost. I literally have nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So,
like, I'm just.
Oh, you have 2 resources. So if you're just happy to lose the stuff, you can do that. If you want to fight Red Romulus, you're going to lose 2 resources and 2 skills. Because you only have 2 resources, you have to lose 2 skills instead. So do you willingly just, like, give up your memories, your journal, and your Viking tomahawk? Or not?
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I mean, you have to lose both of those things. It's just a question of, is it willing or not? Maybe you've come to.
Well, of course it isn't willing. I need memories. I want to keep my memories. I want to remember.
Right.
I want to remember. I need to remember.
Well, yeah, but this game is about forgetting.
No.
So, is it willing, or do you fight Red Romulus? They've come in and just start, like, taking stuff, and, like, shouting about how, like, they've been mistreated and whatever.
I, like, completely forgot what we were talking about.
So Red Romulus has come back and is, like, he like grabs your tomahawk and your journal and is, like, shouting about how he was I've been tortured and you took years and years of my life away doing these horrific experiments on me. And so how do you respond?
I respond, I have nothing to give you. I have nothing
He doesn't
to
care.
give you.
He's already taking these things.
All I have is those possessions that you've taken.
Yeah. So you just like content with that? You're like just entering like despair. He takes them and leaves.
Well, now it's fucking over.
Yeah.
I don't have any memories. I don't have any memories. I don't remember anything.
You've forgotten about being a Viking. You've forgotten about how you met Kiskov and everything.
Now I'm like no one.
Yeah.
Now I'm no one. What do I do now? Do I keep living as a husk of myself?
You have no belongings anymore.
Do I lose?
No, you keep going. You've just lost everything.
Okay, well, what do we do now?
Roll for me.
Sorry, what? Sorry,
Roll.
what?
Roll dice.
Okay. 10 and 4.
Right, so we move to 50.
15.
You're captured in a trap set for predatory mortals. What sort of criminal are you taken to be? How does this experience help you learn to better prey on mortals? Make a new skill that sours the purity of a pleasant memory. Your memories are all currently full. Do you want to create a new journal, or do you just want to forget? You can
Well, I
forget
want to make a
Michael
new journal.
Douglas.
I want to make a new journal.
You want... Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What goes in the journal? It could be about how you travelled to London and you met Mr. Crawler, and you can forget about all of your experiments on Red Romulus.
I forget about the experiments on Red
Oh,
Romulus.
oh wow.
And I put it in my notebook.
Yeah,
Journal.
your new journal. So you're like going
I
around
was captured.
murdering all these people, and like the police have found you. What do they think you did?
What?
What do the police think that you did? They don't know that you've killed anyone. They could think that like you're a thief or any sort. You're just like this
What do you
person like with
mean?
your face covered.
In this trap,
Yeah,
the police captured me.
the authorities have captured you.
What sort of criminal are you taken to be? Well, considering I'm in Russia and no one knows me in Russia,
Yeah.
I've only really been killing people in secret.
Do they think you're like a
Um,
fugitive who's like come here to hide from their past?
Pretty much,
Oh,
yeah. Because I came in to education randomly. I don't know any Russian. I only know English. And I have like an unknown accent.
oh wow. How does this experience help you learn to better prey on mortals? Maybe like you're spending time in like prison and like you're learning to integrate more with like Russian like culture and stuff, and how to pretend to be Russian, and how to pretend integrate with society.
I guess.
Do you like that?
Yeah, so I guess the new skill would be, uh, wait, sorry, how does this experience help you learn to pronoun models better? Well, this
Yeah.
would help me assimilate into Russian
Oh,
society.
sure. Yeah, that's great. Um, sorry. A new skill, souring the purity of a pleasant memory. What memories have you got?
You already removed a memory.
A pleasant memory. You haven't got many pleasant memories.
How do you sour the purity of a pleasant memory? Do I just write it in my journal?
No.
Do I forget it?
No, it's just like you have a different perspective on it.
In hindsight.
Maybe it could be how Michael Douglas helped you. Maybe you're like thinking about how Jeremy Douglas, like what he did to you, and then it's like Michael Douglas, like he's the reason I'm like this. He ruined my life. If I wasn't in the cabin in the woods, then none of this would have happened.
Yeah, but how do I remember the cabin in the woods?
Well, you remember how Michael Douglas like helped you get home, and
still remember that.
Yeah, you still remember that. That's memory free. You haven't really touched that yet.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I'm ready.
So I've written. I've realised that Michael Douglas only brought me trouble and ruined my life by putting me in that cabin in the woods. It's all his fault. Scotland was horrible, and Russia is my home now. Roll some dice.
Yes. 4d10, 3d6.
Right, 50 burden. When you hunger too much, you become a hunting creature bereft of intellect. Lose a random experience from a memory somewhere in the middle of your memory list.
What the hell?
You could forget about you could forget about the Bloodscourge that turned you. You've just always been like this now. Or you could forget about Michael Douglas. Now you're like moving past that. You could forget about real estate. That maybe fits in with you being like a bereft of intellect. It's like you're forgetting all of these skills that you had.
Okay, I'll forget number 3.
Oh.
That's not number 3.
Yeah, but no, you only lose one experience. Not a whole memory.
Oh, yeah.
Roll some dice.
Okay. 1d10, 2d6.
You are almost uncovered and must dramatically shift your hunting patterns, become a member of the lowest classes and lose a resource. If you're already of the lowest classes, instead become a member of the highest and check a skill. So you've got fucking nothing. You're probably like homeless. Maybe you have a shack. All you have is your fucking journal. Now you're part of the nobility.
What the fuck?
Check a skill. So like what? You're almost uncovered. Maybe there's like a hunting party of like these nobles, and you do something which like proves yourself.
Okay.
Maybe you like sneak and like replace someone, or you like sneak and like pretend to be a noble. Or maybe it's your strength, or that you can play an instrument.
Okay, what are my skills again?
Very strong. Proficient as Skalmahen. Bloodthirsty, torture, sneaky, and assimilation into Russian society.
Well, obviously, like, that requires my assimilation into Russian society.
Yeah.
Because, well, from my experience in prison, I turned this.
Oh. Yeah.
So the way I was hunting was from a phone book.
Yeah.
Which we'll just call a phone book because it's easier. The way I was hunting was with a phone book where I did prime numbers.
Yes.
So I ran out of prime numbers. I did multiples of 10.
Yeah.
I ran out of multiples of 10. And then I just started going down the list normally.
Oh, did you like find like you accidentally found someone too rich? And they have like guards and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, you weren't considering like who you were actually hunting. It's just random.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So one time I go in and I fucked up bad because like the first hint of like I shouldn't go in is that the house is huge,
Yeah.
but I go in anyway. Well, first I obviously survey the house and see and check all the entrances and see which one's like the best one. But as I'm surveying, I'm like, oh, there's like a couple people outside, and then I get closer, they're guards. So I'm like, well,
Oh.
I already chose this person. I might as well um try and get in, or alternatively eat one of these guards.
Yeah.
Um, but okay, so I changed my mind on getting the noble. I try and eat a guard, which was probably my worst mistake because there's like a bunch of them around, and they all make sure they're all alive like every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So I go in. Okay, I'm saying he eats a
Yeah,
guard,
you feed
but
on
yeah,
them. Yeah.
I feed on a guard.
Uh-huh.
I try and feed on a guard. Well, I do feed on a guard. Um, and then I drag his body into the lake, and someone sees me drag the body into the lake. Someone sees me, and
Yeah.
it's one of the other guards that was going to check on the guard I just killed.
Yeah.
All they see from their perspective is two silhouettes, and one just fell in the water. So
Do you like
they
pretend that you're actually just helping this person out of the water or something? And it's like, oh my god, they're dead.
no
What
no
happened?
no.
No.
I jump in the water as well.
Oh. Right. How do you become a noble from
Well,
this?
because I jump in the water and
Oh,
I'm
do they
like,
rescue you?
yeah, I'm
Oh.
like, oh, thank you. This guy tried to save me, but he drowned.
Oh.
And I'm like, hey, hey, and the god's like, hey, how do you like, hey, I'm kind of indebted to you, and I'm like, hey, just to be as fine, and my skill assimilation into Russian society
Is
lets
this,
me become.
or is it like your sneaky skill that you've used? Maybe.
Okay, the reason I want to do assimilation into Russian society is because I become good friends with these people. I
Oh.
become good friends with the gods, and then I eventually am introduced to the noble,
Maybe the
and then
guard is
like,
like, oh, you must come inside. It's cold out here. He takes you in, and the noble's like, oh, heavens, what happened? And you explain your story and go, oh, what's your name? You pretend that you're this like noble that was coming to visit or something.
that's actually a better idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Roll some dice.
70-10, 5d6.
Right, 52. The beauty of dawn calls you. Create an additional memory slot dedicated to beauty, nature, or peace.
What?
Wow. Okay, that's interesting. I didn't know this was even a thing. Roll dice.
5d10, 2d6.
Oh. So forward 3. Timeless introspection becomes manifest in creative acts. Choose a creative skill based on a lost memory. Also, there's the Viking warband. There's all the stuff about the murder ground and like the mafia that you've forgotten about. There's also the real estate
I become
stuff.
a novel writer. I write novels in my free time.
It has to be based on a lost memory. So like,
Yeah.
there's all the stuff about real estate. There's all the stuff about being part of a Viking warband.
Yeah, I know.
The
I'm
mafia.
like writing novels about 200 years ago. There were these
Oh, so like historical
Viking women.
writing. Okay,
Yeah.
sure. Historical novel writing.
Hey, that's the thing people
Yeah,
do. Come
that's
on.
great. Roll dice.
3-3.
You dedicate yourself to an act. Lose a resource but gain
To an
back
art.
one lost memory.
I
What
dedicate
resources
myself
have you
to an
got?
art.
Yeah, so you lose your journal.
Fuck! I just got it. What
Um,
the fuck?
so you forget about how you travelled. You forget about Mr. Crawler. You forget about Michael Douglas being like sustained by a blood contract, and you forget about all the torture that you did.
Michael Douglas is like dead now.
He's long dead. His
Yeah.
ancestors are dead. You killed them as well.
No, indirectly.
Yeah,
Indirectly.
indirectly. But you get back one lost memory. You only have one memory. And it's how you part of a band where you were playing with Scalmerhead and how you met Caitlin, your wife.
What do you mean I only have one lost memory?
You only have one lost memory. Well, I guess actually you've also got all the journals. You've got all these journals which are like lost. But like they're sort of separate. I mean, you could have back any of these things. But it could also be about your wife, like you remember.
Okay, I guess I remember my wife.
And it's about how you dedicate yourself to an art. So maybe you're like getting really into Scalmerhen. You're like writing these historical novels, and you're like, I remember this instrument that I used to play, and like, you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
yeah. And that can go into a new memory slot about beauty. Oh, sure, great. Roll some dice. I like that.
Okay. Oh, 10 and 4.
So we go to 61. Someone reminds you of a beloved character long dead. Check a skill to curry their acquaintance. Create a mortal character. So it could
What
be.
does that mean?
So like you want to like get on someone's good side. So all these people are dead, apart from like maybe the detectives aren't dead. So like you've just like remembered your wife. Maybe you're like constantly thinking of your wife and you find somebody, a noble, who's like, oh, this reminds me of my dead wife. I want a new wife. Or maybe it's like
Oh, no, I
reminds you of,
like it.
okay, great.
I want a new one.
What's their name? Their Russian name. Or maybe they're not Russian.
They're
Maybe they're a
not
foreign
Russian.
noble. Or they can be Russian.
No, they're probably Russian.
Sure. What's their Russian name?
Their Russian name? Katerina.
Katerina. What's her surname? Rostova. What's that from?
No.
Was that fucking Marvel?
What?
Something Rostova. Was that
Marvel.
Killing Eve? Something Rostova, right? That's from something. Katerina Rostova. The Blacklist. That's what it's from.
Oh.
She's a spy
Oops.
woman. I was thinking of Black Widow. Katerina something. Or does she have a title? Is she like a countess or something?
Katerina Cadence. No, that's an English word.
Does she have a title? Is she that like noble? Does she have land? A whole domain?
I guess this time, maybe. Sure.
Sure, tell me.
Okay, last name Kuliovich.
Kulievich.
Yeah.
Sure. Great. Where is she from? Where are you in Russia? You travelled from London, so maybe you're like in St. Petersburg, which is
Yeah, I'm in St. Petersburg. That's what I was
Petrograd?
thinking. I was in St. Petersburg.
Names.
St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg.
1703. Oh, it was only founded in... Okay, so St. Petersburg doesn't actually exist yet.
So what does exist? Huh? 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 Huh?
I don't know.
Huh? Huh?
1500, we'll say.
Huh? 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 Huh?
Oh, what about Novgorod?
Novgorod.
Yeah, you're in the Novgorod Republic.
Sure.
Yeah, fantastic.
Novgorod.
This is like towards the end of the Novgorod Republic, so maybe Katerina Kulovich she's going to lose everything soon, unless like she can properly transition to being part of Russia.
Novgorod.
Yeah.
Novgorod. Novgorod. That's like part of the word new. So I actually want to know what that means as a thing.
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know.
So, right, you meet. I meet Katerina. What's her name? Kulovich.
Katerina Kilovich. Katerina.
So you meet Katerina Kulovich. How do you meet her? Is it like a ball?
Kilovich. No, it's Kuliovich. Kuliovich. Kuliovich.
Kulievich. Oh, it is, you're right.
Kuliovich.
Sure. Where do you meet her? How do you meet her?
How do I read
Are you like an elector? Are you like part of the Novgorod Vetcher?
What?
In Novgorod, like there was a system of like elector counts, where like they like all the nobles, well, some of the nobles would like be allowed to like elect people, and like elect like the leader of Novgorod. They're the highest legislative.
All the nobles.
Yeah, are you sat on this and you're there one day and like there's like a party of nobles which had come to the assembly and you're like, oh, this woman.
Oh, no, that's good. Yeah.
Oh,
Like she comes in, and I'm like starstruck instantly. I'm like, oh my goodness.
she looks exactly like. Well, no. Oh, she looks. When you see her, like all you can think of is your long forgotten spouse, Amy, Caitlin.
Wow. Fucked up world we live in.
Yeah.
Where Lori has no clue. Because what the hell? Okay. What were you saying, Lori?
So, like, what skill do you use to get her favor? Is it that, like, maybe she's read your novels and she, like, thinks, oh my god, you're that great novelist, nano normal? Or is it your strength and she's like impressed by how strong you are? Maybe it's your talent at the
No,
Skelmahin.
I think it'd be my novels
Oh,
because that's like the most recent thing I've done.
yeah.
Like, yeah, my novels.
Do you fall in love yet?
Fallen in love
Yeah. Do you fall in love at some point?
to her.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to think so.
Sure. We quickly fall in love. And yeah, sure, great. Fantastic. Roll some dice.
Roll some dice. What the dink?
Yeah.
But okay. Where are my dice? It's so dark in this room. 1d10, 5d6. Why
So
is it a
move
bad
back
thing to go
4.
back?
It's fine. Well, we're on 60. Oh, it's 57. Your knowledge of old things becomes a strength. Based on a checked skill, what knowledge do you share with contemporary mortals? Check a skill, create a resource. I think that's going to be your historical novel writing, right? You're sharing all this knowledge of of Viking stuff.
Oh,
Because you've checked that skill now, and you realize that your novels are amazing, and Katerina Kulievich is like, wow, you need to publish these and share with the world, right?
I'm up.
Cool.
I'm up for it.
I think it'll go here because that's about old stuff. Katerina Kulievich loves my novels and encourages me to publish them.
To write more.
Publish them and write more. I become a successful novelist. Great. So, what's your book going to be called?
It's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Forgotten knowledge.
Forgotten knowledge. You have to check a new skill. So, maybe you've played for Skalmahen and it's that's part of your research, or maybe it's how sneaky you are. You use your cunning skills to get a publishing deal or something. I think the Skalmahen maybe makes the most sense because it's Viking stuff.
I'll just do that one. I don't want to think about it too hard. You know?
Yeah.
You know what
Roll dice.
Um 9d10, 5d6.
Okay, so we go back to 61. You frequently confuse living mortals with a dead character. Take the mark, I see dead character everywhere. What dead character do you keep seeing everywhere? Your Caitlin, your spouse, your dead child, Michael Douglas,
Jesus Christ.
Kiskoff, or Jeremy Douglas?
Let's see. Show me the characters.
Caitlin, Amy, Michael Douglas, Kiskoff, or Jeremy Douglas?
Okay, let's do Amy.
Oh. Wow. 60. Check a skill to avoid arrest as a criminal. What happened? Who was arrested in your place? Create a mortal character if necessary. I think that is necessary. So you need to check a skill to avoid arrest as a criminal. What happened? Who was arrested in your place? Create a mortal character if necessary. I think we need to create a character. And it's probably going to be using like the sneaky skill to like pretend someone else did something in your place.
Oh, for sure.
Right, so what happened?
To avoid arrest as a criminal. Like, did I do something myself? Like, genuinely? Or falsely accused? Or what?
I don't know. Also, you are going to have to forget something or create a new journal.
Create a new channel.
It's a lot of journals. Oh, I have just realised.
What?
I don't know how many diaries you can make. We're on page 91.
Too many diaries causes
Yeah, we
pneumonia.
might have done that.
Too many diaries causes pneumonia. You heard it here, folks. You heard it here, folks.
Yeah, that's fine. So you want a diary. What do we move into the diary? Can be about Michael Douglas? No. It can be about how you became a Bloodscourge.
I guess. Yeah, yeah. About how I became a Bloodscourge.
Right, yeah. Okay. New resource. So yeah, what happened? How did you almost get arrested? Were you like feeding on someone?
Yeah, I was feeding on someone. You caught
Oh.
me. You caught me. I was feeding on someone.
I was caught feeding on who?
Does it have to be an NPC?
No, but like describe. Is it like a noble? Is it a peasant?
Oh, this time it was like just a middle class person.
Oh, where were
What?
they?
It was a middle class person, but the reason I call them middle class and not like a peasant or something is because
Yeah.
People knew them.
Yeah, like what? Where was this?
What do you mean where?
Where did it happen? Was it out in public, in the day, in the night?
Night. Happened around 10 p.m. But it was a festival night.
Oh.
Festival night. Ruined it. Look at my lips. Ruined it. That's what happened.
Who did you get arrested in their place?
Well, obviously, your boy, you have to make an. Do you think we should make a
we can
character?
either have Katerina be arrested or someone else.
No. Create a character.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Who is it?
I literally just married Katerina. That's crazy. Okay. Unfortunately, well, fortunately for me, at around the same time, um, a flintlock pistol
Oh.
was found. Nearby, and the way I ate, the way I consumed from the person this time was to puncture them, and it looks like a bullet hole. And it was like unintentional. It was like just lucky, right?
Yeah. Who's arrested in your place? They've got a gun.
got a gun.
Yeah, they had a gun found on them or whatever.
Yeah, there was.
Who?
So
Give me a name.
they were moving goods.
Right, they're a smuggler.
For their gang. They were moving goods for their gang.
Yeah, what's his name?
Fucking. I need to think of a good one.
What's like some
Ivan
names?
Nemesis.
Ivan the what?
Ivan Nemesis.
Ivan Nemesis. What's Nemesis in Russian?
Nemesis.
What's...
Nemezita.
Sure, let's go with that. Ivan was Mezdia. Sure, great. Ivan
Was
yeah.
Was Okay. 6d6, 4d10.
Right, so we're back to 58. Society has changed. How has travel become easier for you? Recover any stationary resources for which you still have a memory. They are re-added to your resource list. Okay, so the Novgorod Republic, I think, has just ended. And now you have, like, the Grand Duchy of Moscow. You have Muscovy has formed. And it's like... You can travel throughout Russia now. And... Yeah.
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 Wow.
So where
So
was the
cool.
rating? Right, so... Grand Duchy of Moscow has taken over Novgorod. I can now travel throughout most of Russia unmolested. Any stationary resources of which we have a memory. So what stationary resources have we got? Your secret cabin in the woods in Edinburgh. The Scottish government's loyalty. Right. So do you have memories of these? You have a memory of the Mafia, but I feel like that's not interesting to come back.
No.
You remember the cabin in the woods. So, like, you know the cabin in the woods is still there if you need it, I guess.
Sure. I'll take it.
Roll some dice.
Okay, 7d10 and 4d6.
So forward to 51. 61. Your body is ancient. A mark becomes more disabling. You must seek mortal assistance. Create a mortal character who is especially capable of helping you. So what marks you have? You have a hole in your foot, a hole in your neck, or you seeing Amy everywhere. What mark do you think has like gotten really bad? I feel like the foot is maybe the worst.
Foot is maybe the worst.
Yeah.
The body is ancient and marks becomes a disability. Oh.
Right, so who helps you? Is it like someone who makes like a special shoe for you? Or like is it a doctor or something?
Ivor.
Ivor. And what does he do? How is he helping you?
He's Dr. Ivor, so that's not even his first name.
Dr. Ivor. The doctor. No. So Dr. Ivor.
The doctor. Yeah. What?
Dr. Ivor. So like you like hear of this specialist doctor in like Moscow and like you travel to him because you know that he like works on people, like there's been all these wars and there's like all these people that have been like had these bad wounds, and like he's capable of like helping them maybe. So like you go to Dr. Ivor. I travel to Moscow to see renowned surgeon Dr. Ivor to help my horrific foot wound from... Do we remember who did that? I don't think we even
No, we don't remember.
Now we've forgotten my horrific foot wound. How does he help you?
A horrific foot wound that will not heal no matter what. He will help me by
He could like create like a thing to like cover like the bottom of your foot, so that like you can take steps, or it could be like a special kind of shoe or something. Should we say like a special like sock or something? I don't know.
If you really want.
I don't know. You come up with it. It's your story.
Okay. So just like a tube that fits in the hole.
Oh.
That's
to fill the wound so I can walk normally again. Great, amazing. Roll some dice. And so our story comes to an end for now.